Hi guys, so today's video is just a voiceover. Today I'm going to be showing you basically how I add wefts to a unit, alright? So a lot of times I'll get little short units like this, or even shorter, even pixie units, and I'll just transform them by adding a whole bunch of added wefting to them. I like to work with open cap wefted wigs. I don't like closed cap wefting. I find it to be too bulky and very uncomfortable. So this particular unit was very soft. It was kind of an inverted bob style with a side lace part. This was all the information that I had on it. This was the particular unit. It was by Salon Remy, and it was called Reja. It was a really pretty unit. It was really cute, but it was a little too short for what we were looking for. So you're going to need, obviously, your wig, some tools, including a comb and a brush, all right? Then you're going to want to make sure you have your needles. A curved C needle works the best. Then, of course, you are going to need your thread. I use nylon thread because versus cotton thread, it does not carry an odor or potentially mold if it gets wet. Then some clips are going to be helpful. A pair of small sewing shears. I prefer the little ones with the sharp tip. Very helpful. And then, of course, you're going to need some T-pins to hold your wig down to your block. And let's see what else we had today. Of course, your weaving hair to add. Okay? And I believe that's it. Anything else? So this is some really rough footage of me actually sewing the hair into the wig. So as you can see, I sew the new wefts on top of the old wefts. The stitch that I'm using is called a closed blanket stitch. So as you can see, I am going around each of the wefts, okay? I'm attaching the wefts together. I'm not going through them. And what you're seeing me do, okay, I press the needle down through the wefts, okay? Watch, I'm going to go under the two wefts, poke through the hair, and then I'm going to pull through the loop there in the thread. That is closing off the blanket stitch, which makes it very flat and smooth. Guys, I know this isn't the best footage. This was very difficult to film, but let's watch again. So down and through the wefts, through the loop, pull taut, and it's going to go to the top of that weft, okay? And keep going, all right? Down through the wefts, through the loop, pull taut, and that thread is going to find itself right on top of the weft. So I'm about to close it off, so I'm going to do a couple more stitches. All right. Sticking the needle down through the wefts, going through the loop, pulling taut, and that loop is going to be up at the top now. All right. Really bad camera work on my part, my friends. I did try my best for this, all right? And then I'm going to close it off right here. So I'm going to be piercing both of the wefts, okay? So before I was just going through the hair, through the wefts, okay? Right now I'm actually piercing both of the wefts. That is to seal off these last couple stitches, okay? It's not going to be necessary to pierce the wefts every single stitch. You only have to do them the first and the last stitch technically. So as you can see, I pierced it once and pulled my regular loop, and then I pierced it in the opposite direction, pulled the needle halfway through the two pierced wefts, and then wrapped the thread around the needle. What's that doing? Is creating a nice tight lock stitch at the end. Then you're going to take your tiny sewing shears, you're going to clip the excess thread, and then any excess weft that you may have. All right? And basically, I'm just going to repeat that over and over again. So I usually skip one or two rows in between each new weft that I add. Okay? So I'm going to be pointing out in a second some of the other rows that I'm going to be adding hair to. All right, so this is what we ended up with for this particular unit. I'm not going to bother showing you the finished footage for this or the finished look. This is solely so you can see how I add wefts. So I added 2 full bundles of hair to this unit, all right? And then we ended up coloring it so it all matched, okay? But as you can see, that hair that we have now added, all those extra wefts, have completely covered the short inverted bob style that we had before. So this method is really great to add volume to your units if you just want to add 2-3 rows, or add a whole lot of length to your units without creating excess bulk or making them too heavy. I hope you enjoy this and let me know how it goes for you.